The Rigveda Hymn 192, Dawn, 18 verses. These dawns have raised their banner. In the eastern half of the mid-air they spread abroad their shining light, like heroes who prepare their weapons for the war. Onward they come bright, red in hue, the mother cows. Readily have the purple beams of light shot up. The red cows have they harnessed, easy to be yoked. The dawns have brought distinct perception as before, red-hued. They have attained their fulgent brilliancy. They sing their song like women, active in their tasks, along their common path hither from far away, bringing refreshment to the liberal devotee. Yea, all things to the worshipper who pours the juice. She, like a dancer, puts her broidered garments on. As a cow yields her udder, so she bares her breast, creating light for all the world of life. The dawn hath laid the darkness open as the cows their stall. We have beheld the brightness of her shining. It spreads and drives away the darksome monster, like tints that deck the post that sacrifices. Heaven's daughter hath attained her wondrous splendor. We have o'erpassed the limit of this darkness. Dawn, breaking forth again, brings clear perception. She, like a flatterer, smiles in light for glory, and fair of face hath wakened to rejoice us. The Gautamas have praised heaven's radiant daughter, the leader of the charm of pleasant voices. Dawn, thou conferrest on us strength, with offspring and men, conspicuous with kine and horses. O thou who shinest forth in wondrous glory, urged onward by thy strength, auspicious lady, dawn, may I gain that wealth, renowned and ample, in brave sons, troops of slaves, far famed for horses, bending her looks on all the world. The goddess shines, widely spreading, with her bright eye westward, waking to motion every living creature. She understands the voice of each adorer, ancient of days, again, born newly, decking her beauty with the self-same raiment. The goddess wastes away the life of mortals, like a skilled hunter, cutting birds in pieces. She hath appeared, discovering heaven's borders. To the far distance she drives off her sister, diminishing the days of human creatures. The lady shines with all her lover's splendor. The bright, the blessed one, shines forth, extending her rays like a kine, as a flood rolls his waters, never transgressing the divine commandments. She is beheld visible with the sunbeams. O dawn, enriched with ample wealth, bestow on us the wondrous gift, wherewith we may support children and children's sons. Thou radiant mover of sweet sounds, with wealth of horses and of kine, shine thou on us this day, O dawn, auspiciously. O dawn, enriched with holy rites, yoke to the car thy purple steeds, and then bring thou unto us all felicities. O aspens, wonderful and apt, do ye unanimous direct your chariot to our home, wealthy and kind and gold. Ye who brought down the hymn from heaven, a light that giveth light to man, do ye, O aspens, bring strength hither unto us. Hither may they who wake at dawn bring, to drink Soma, both the gods, health givers, wonder workers, born on paths of gold. And some of these references to animals and stuff in the sky, if you pay attention, they're not really talking about, oh, the sun rides a horse. Well, there's, they're referring to like things other than animals. But then there are spiritual entities that react and go along with, some of the stuff that goes on too. So, hymn 193, Agna Soma, 12 verses. Agna and Soma, mighty pair, graciously hearken to my call. Accept in friendly wise my hymn, and prosper him who offers gifts. The man who honors you today, Agni and Soma, with this hymn, bestow on him heroic strength, increase of kind and noble steeds. The man who offers holy oil and burnt oblations unto you, Agni and Soma, shall enjoy great strength with offspring all his life. Agni and Soma, famed is that your prowess wherewith ye stole the kine, his food from Penna. Ye caused the brood of Berriedale to perish. Ye found the light, the single light for many. O Agni and Soma, joined in operation, ye have set up the shining lights in heaven. From curse and from reproach, Agni and Soma, ye freed the rivers that were bound in fetters. One of you, Matarisvan, brought from heaven the falcon, rend the other from the mountain. Strengthened by holy prayer, Agni and Soma have made us ample room for sacrificing. Taste, Agni Soma, this prepared oblation. Accept it, mighty ones, and let it please you. Vouchsafe us good protection and kind favor. Grant to the sacrificer health and riches. Whoso with oil and poured oblation honors with God devoted heart, Agni and Soma, protect his sacrifice, preserve him from distress, grant to the sacrificer great felicity. Invoke together mates and wealth, Agni and Soma, accept our hymns. Together be among the gods, Agni and Soma, unto him who worships you with holy oil. Shine forth an ample recompense. Agni and Soma, be ye pleased with these oblations brought to you, and come together nigh to us. Agni and Soma, cherish well our horses, and let our cows be fat, who yield oblations. Grant power to us and our wealthy patrons, and cause our holy rites to be successful. And we think with that, like, if Agni is the will and Soma the consciousness, like, what are the qualities when we talk about Heka, the ancient Egyptian term? You know, a couple things about, you know, the mentality behind an act. You know, the will, of course, is like the wands in the tarot. Hymn 194, Agni, 16 verses. For jet the Vedas, worthy of our praise, will we frame with our mind this eulogy as twere a car. For good in his assembly is this care of ours. Let us not in thy friendship, Agni, suffer harm. The man for whom thou sacrificest prospereth, dwelleth without a foe, gaineth heroic might. He waxeth strong, distress never approacheth him. Let us not in thy friendship, Agni, suffer harm. May we have power to kindle thee, fulfill our thoughts, in thee the gods eat the presented offering. Bring hither the us, for we long for them. Let us not in thy friendship, Agni, suffer harm. We will bring fuel and prepare burnt offerings, reminding thee at each successive festival. Fulfill our thought, that we so may prolong our lives. Let us not in thy friendship, Agni, suffer harm. His ministers move forth, the guardians of the folk, protecting quadruped and biped with their rays. Mighty art thou, the wondrous herald of the dawn. Let us not in thy friendship, Agni, suffer harm. Thou art presenter and the chief invoker, thou director, purifier, great high priest by birth. Knowing all priestly work, thou perfectest it, sage. Let us not in thy friendship, Agni, suffer harm. Lovely of form art thou, alike on every side. Though far thou shinest brightly, as if close at hand. O God, thou seest through even the dark of night. Let us not in thy friendship, Agni, suffer harm. God's foremost be his car who pours libations out, and let our hymn prevail o'er evil-hearted men. Attend to this our speech, and make it prosper well. Let us not in thy friendship, Agni, suffer harm. Smite with thy weapons those of evil speech and thought, devouring demons, whether near or far away. Then to the singer give free way for sacrifice. Let us not in thy friendship, Agni, suffer harm. When to thy chariot thou hadst yoked two red steeds, 2 red steeds, and 2 ruddy steeds. Wind speed, thy roar was like a bull's. Thou with smoke-bannered flame attackest forest trees. Let us not in thy friendship, Agnes, suffer harm. Then at thy roar the very birds are terrified. When eating up the grass thy sparks fly forth abroad. Then is it easy for thee and thy car to pass. Let us not in thy friendship, Agnes, suffer harm. He hath the power to soothe Mitra and Varuna. Wonderful is the Marutas' wrath when they descend. Be gracious. Let their hearts be turned to us again. Let us not in thy friendship, Agnes, suffer harm. Thou art a god, thou art the wondrous friend of gods, the Vasu of the Vasus, fair in sacrifice. Under thine own most wide protection may we dwell. Let us not in thy friendship, Agnes, suffer harm. This is thy grace that, kindled in thine own abode, invoked with Soma, thou soundest forth, most benign. Thou givest wealth and treasure to the worshipper. Let us not in thy friendship, Agnes, suffer harm, to whom thou, Lord of goodly riches, grantest freedom from every sin with perfect wholeness, whom with good strength thou quickenest, with children and wealth. May we be they, eternal being, such Agnes, thou who knowest all good fortune, God, lengthen here the days of our existence. In this prayer of ours may Varuna grant, and Mitra, and Aditya, and Sindhu, earth and heaven. And may we be they, right? So all these other entities, you become one of their company. And we see when, in reference to the light beings and the fire beings too, that, the names of the specific ones tend not to be known, or, we tend to know them more by legions. Oh, well, there's the emissaries of Agna. There's hymn 195, Agna, 11 verses. Two fair goals travel two unlike in semblance. Each in succession nourishes an infant. One bears a godlike babe of golden color, bright and fair shining. Is he with the other? Vashtar's 10 daughters, vigilant and youthful, produce this infant born to sundry quarters. They bear around him whose long flames are pointed, fulgent among mankind with native splendor. 3 several places of his birth they honor in mid-air and in the heaven, and in the waters, governing in the east of earthly regions. The seasons hath he established in their order. Who of you knows the secret one? The infant by his own nature hath brought forth his mothers, the germ of many. From the water's bosom he goes forth, wise and great, of godlike nature. Visible fair he grows, in native brightness is uplifted in the lap of waving waters. When he was born, both Tvashtar's worlds were frightened. They turned to him and reverenced the lion. The 2 auspicious ones, like women, tend him, like lowing cows. They seek him in their manner. He is the Lord of might among the mighty. Him on the right they balm with their oblations. Like Sevatar his arms with might he stretches, awful. He strives, grasping the world's 2 borders. He forces out from all a brilliant vesture, yea, from his mother's draws he forth new raiment. He makes him a most noble form of splendor, decking him in his home with milk and waters. The sage adorns the depths of air with wisdom. This is the meeting where the gods are worshipped. Wide through the firmament spreads forth triumphant. Far resplendent, strength of thee the mighty. Kindled by us, do thou preserve us, Agna, with all thyself bright, undiminished succors. In dry spots he makes stream, and course and torrent, and inundates the earth with floods that glisten. All ancient things within his maw he gathers, and moves among the new fresh sprouting grasses. Fed with our fuel, purifying Agna, so blaze to us auspiciously for glory. This prayer of ours may Varuna grant, and Mitra, and Aditya, and Sindhu, earth and heaven. And an important function of mythology is the understanding of the material world and where things come from. Hymn 196, Agni. 9 verses, previously 11. He in the ancient way by strength engendered, lo, straight hath taken to himself all wisdom. The waters in the bowl have made him friendly. The gods possess the wealth bestowing Agni. At Ayu's ancient call, he by his wisdom gave all this progeny of men their being, and by refulgent light heaven and the waters. The gods possess the wealth bestowing Agni. Praise him, ye Arya folk, as chief performer of sacrifice, adored and ever toiling, well-tended son of strength, the constant giver. The gods possess the wealth bestowing Agni, that Mataresvan, rich in wealth and treasure, light-winning, finds a pathway for his offspring, guard of our folk, father of earth and heaven. The gods possess the wealth bestowing Agni, night and dawn, changing each the other's color, meeting together, suckle one same infant. Golden between heaven and earth he shineth. The gods possesseth the wealth bestowing Agni, root of wealth, gathering place of treasures, banner of sacrifice, who grants the suppliant's wishes. Preserving him is their own life immortal. The gods possess the wealth bestowing Agni, now and of old the home of wealth, the mansion of what is born and what was born aforetime, guard of what is and what will be hereafter. The gods possessed the wealth bestowing Agni. May the wealth giver grant us conquering riches. May the wealth giver grant us wealth with heroes. May the wealth giver grant us food with offspring and length of days. May the wealth giver send us, fed with our fuel purifying Agni, so blaze to us auspiciously for glory. This prayer of ours may Varuna grant, and Mitra and Aditya and Sindhu, earth and heaven. And it's important to see where the stages merge with one another and are part of the same thing. Certainly day and night. And of course by night they mean between the twilights in this case. Hymn 197, Agni, 8 verses. Chasing with light our sin away, O Agni, shine thou wealth on us. May his light chase our sin away. For goodly fields, for pleasant homes, for wealth we sacrifice to thee. May his light chase our sin away. Best praiser of all these be he, foremost our chiefs who sacrifice. May his light chase our sin away, so that thy worshippers and we, thine Agni, and our sons may live. May his light chase our sin away, as ever-conquering Agni's beams of splendor go to every side. May his light chase our sin away, to every side thy face is turned. Thou art triumphant everywhere. May his light chase our sin away. O thou whose face looks every way, bear us past foes as in a ship. May his light chase our sin away, as in a ship convey thou us for our advantage o'er the flood. May his light chase our sin away. And you can repel evil with good. Hymn 198, Agni. 3 verses. Still in Vaisvanara's grace may we continue, yea, he is King supreme o'er all things living, sprung hence to life. Upon this all he looketh. Vaisvanara hath rivalry with Surya, present in heaven, in earth, all present Agni. All plants that grow on ground hath he pervaded. May Vaisvanara with vigor present preserve us day and night from foemen. Be this thy truth, Vaisvanara, to usward. Let wealth in rich abundance gather round us. This prayer of ours may Varuna grant, and Mitra and Aditya and Sindhu, earth and heaven. Hymn 199, 1 verse. For Vedas, let us praise the Soma. May he consume the wealth of the malignant. May Agni carry us through all our troubles, through grief as in a boat across the river. Binding operations are certainly important. And it's important to see in the particular the universal in reference to the previous hymn. Hymn 100, Indra, 19 verses. May he who hath his home with strength, the mighty, the king, supreme of earth and spacious heaven, lord of true power, to he invoked in battles, may Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor, whose way is unattainable like Surya's. He in each fight is the strong Vitra slayer, mightiest with his friends in his own courses. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor, whose paths go forth in their great might, resistless, forth milking, as it were, heaven's genial moisture, with manly strength, triumphant, bow subduer. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. Among Angrasas he was the chiefest, a friend with friends, mighty amid the mighty, praiser mid praisers, honored most of singers. May Indra, girt with Marutas, be our succor. Strong with the Rudras, as with his own children, in manly battle, conquering his foemen, with his close comrades doing deeds of glory. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. Humbler of pride, exciter of the conflict, the Lord of heroes, God invoked of many, may he this day gang with our men the sunlight. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. His help hath made him cheerer in the battle. The folk have made him guardian of their comfort. Sole Lord is he of every holy service. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. To him, the hero, on high days of prowess, heroes for help and booty shall betake them. He hath found light even in the blinding darkness. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. He with his left hand checketh even the mighty, and with his right hand gathereth up the booty. Even with the humble he acquireth riches. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. With host on foot and cars he winneth treasures. Well is he known this day by all the people. With manly might he conquereth those who hate him. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. When in his ways with kinsmen or with strangers he speedeth to the fight, invoked of many, for gang of waters and of sons and grandsons. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. Awful and fierce, fiend slayer, thunder wielder, with boundless knowledge, hymned by hundreds mighty. In strength like Soma, guard of the five peoples, may Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. Winning the light, hitherward, roars his thunder, like the terrific mighty voice of heaven. Rich gifts and treasures evermore attend him. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. Whose home eternal, through his strength, surrounds him on every side, his laud, the earth and heaven. May he delight with our service, save us. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. The limit of whose power, not God's, by Godhead, nor mortal men have reached, nor yet the waters, both earth and heaven in vigor, he surpassed. May Indra, girt by Marutas, be our succor. The red and tawny mare, blaze-marked, high-standing celestial, who to bring Vrijrathva riches, drew at the pole the chariot, yoked with stallions, joyous among the host of men was noted. The Varshagiras unto thee, O Indra, the mighty one, sing forth this laud to please thee. Vrijrathva with his fellows, Ambarisha, Saradas, Sahadeva, Pyamana, he, much invoked, hath slain Dasyus and Simyus after his wont, and laid them low with arrows. The mighty thunderer, with his fair complexioned friends, won the land, the sunlight, and the waters. May Indra evermore be our protector, and unimperiled may we win the booty. This prayer of ours may Varuna grant, and Mitra and Aditya and Sindhu, earth and heaven. And we can kind of think in terms, Indra here represents the spirit, soul, and the Marutas, fire, air, earth, and water. And the others, like we have a series of 5 others. Well, what is the name of Earth and Heaven? I forget that. Hymn 101, Indra. 11 verses. Sing with oblation, praise to him who maketh glad, who with Rajasthan drove the dusky brood away. Fain for help him, the strong whose right hand wields the bolt. Him, girt by Marutas, we invoke to be our friend. Indra, who with triumphant wrath smote Yamsa down, and Sambara, and Pipru, the unrighteous one, who extirpated Sushna, the insatiate. Him, girt by Marutas, we invoke to be our friend. He whose great work of manly might is heaven and earth, and Varuna and Surya keep his holy law. Indra, whose law the rivers follow as they flow. Him, girt by Marutas, we invoke to be our friend. He who is lord and master of the steeds and kine, honored, the firm and sure, at every holy act, stare even of the strong who pours no offering out. Him, girt by Marutas, we invoke to be our friend. He who is lord of all the world that moves and breathes, who for the Brahman first, before all found the cows. Indra, who cast the Dasyus down beneath his feet. Him, girt by Marutas, we invoke to be our friend. Whom cowards must invoke, and valiant men of war, invoked by those who conquer and by those who flee. Indra, to whom all beings turn their constant thought. Him, girt by Marutas, we invoke to be our friend. Refulgent in the Rudras region, he proceeds, and with the Rudras through the wide space speeds the dame. The hymn of praise extols Indra, the far renowned. Him, girt by Marutas, we invoke to be our friend. O girt by Marutas, whether thou delight thee in loftiest gathering place, our lowly dwelling, come thence unto our right, true boon bestower. Through love of thee we have prepared oblations. We fain for thee, strong Indra, have pressed Soma, and thou sought with prayer have made oblations. Now at this sacrifice with all thy Marutas on sacred grass, O teen-born god, rejoice thee with thine own bay steeds. Indra, unclose thy jaws, and let thy lips be open. Thou with the fair cheek, let thy bay steeds bring thee gracious to us. He pleased with our oblation, guards of the camp, whose praisers are the Marutas. May we through Indra get ourselves the booty. That this prayer of ours may Varuna grant, and Mitra and Aditya and Sindhu, earth and heaven. End. It's important whether our position is high or low, whether our placement is something considered good or bad, that we remain steadfast with our invoking and evoking.